Step 1 in the financial aid process is to file the free application for federal student aid, or the FAFSA. The application is available January 1st for the upcoming fall and spring. This is an annual process, so remember that when you file your taxes, it is time to fill out the FAFSA for the upcoming year. Make sure you go to FAFSA.gov, not FAFSA.com. Students should file the FAFSA as early as possible for optimal grant and scholarship opportunities. Our office continues to process applications throughout the year. We may not have the application processed prior to the start of classes, but we will be able to process aid and reimburse any amounts available to the student. To make the FAFSA process easier, the federal government has implemented a process called the IRS Data Retrieval. When you get to the area asking for IRS tax return data, you are offered the opportunity to transfer your personal data from the IRS website. If you agree, your information will automatically be transferred to the FAFSA, with all the correct amounts on each line. By using the IRS data retrieval, you will not have to submit income tax returns nor tax transcripts to our office. This process saves you additional steps and speeds up the financial aid process for your student. Once the FAFSA is submitted, the student and the school will both receive information on the student. The school will receive the federal government calculation results. The result is called an expected family contribution number. The school will use this number to determine aid eligibility. The lower the number, the more financial aid the student will receive. The financial aid office will send an email to the student informing them to go to ozone.ou.edu to check for either rewards or additional documentation needed. There are several types of aid available to students. First, we have grants. The Pell Grant, which is the federal grant awarded to students whose EFC is between 0 and 5081. The federal grant publishes a Pell Grant eligibility chart with a sliding scale which indicates the amount of Pell Grant the student is eligible for. The lower the EFC, the higher the Pell Grant. Awards can be as much as $5,500 and as low as $200. SEOG is another federal grant that is given to students who fill out the FAFSA by February 15th, whose EFC number is 0. Awards are usually around $1,500 a year. Funds are limited, so you have to apply very early. OTAG is our final grant. Oklahoma residents attending colleges and universities that file a FAFSA by March 1st and have an EFC of $1,400 or less will receive OTAG funding. OTAG grants are $500 per semester. The second type of aid is loans. Students must fill out the FAFSA in order for us to determine eligibility. However, all students, regardless of family income, will qualify for loans. There are subsidized loans, where the interest is paid by the federal government while the student is in school, and unsubsidized loans, where the student is responsible for paying the interest while they are in school. The student can defer the interest if they need to. They will receive a quarterly statement which offers them the choice to pay or allow the interest to be compounded back to their principal. The student will enter repayment 6 months after they graduate or cease to be enrolled at least half time. The parent is also eligible to apply for the PLUS loan. Many of our out-of-state students turn to this loan program. We first have to have a FAFSA on file, and then the parent can apply for the PLUS loan by going to the federal loan website, studentloans.gov. The parent will undergo a credit check. The credit check is not necessarily looking for a certain credit score, but looking for negative credit, such as bankruptcy, foreclosure, 90 days or more past due, etc. If the parent is denied, they have the option to seek a cosigner or allow the student to take out additional loans in their own name. All students can qualify to work on campus. For open positions, students should check the OU Human Resources website at hr.ou.edu. One option that is available to students who qualify for Federal Work Program is the Room and Board Program. Housing hires 150 to 200 students a semester to work in one of the various restaurants across campus. The student signs a contract to work 16 to 18 hours a week in exchange for free room and board. This is a great deal since room and board will cost approximately $4,200 a semester. There are other jobs available for students, and we encourage you to check out the opportunities on the Human Resources website. Financial aid need-based scholarships are also available to students who qualify. The student will need to file a FAFSA along with the OU Common Scholarship application. This application is available on the Money tab within Ozone. Funds are limited, so the earlier they fill out the FAFSA, the better the chance of receiving funds. You can check out all scholarship opportunities at scholarships.ou.edu. We communicate with the student via their OU email address and through their student portal, known as Ozone. Tell your student to check their OU email daily if possible. Students received email and Ozone sign-on instructions in their admissions packet. Within the Money tab, they can check to see if financial aid is requiring additional documentation from the student in order to process their aid. They can review and accept their aid, and they can check their bursar balance and make payments. Check out the financial aid website for updates and any announcements regarding new aid opportunities. Ask the Sooners is a knowledge base where you can type in questions or keywords and find out answers. Information on financial aid and bursar can be found here. We highly encourage you to use this resource since our phones stay busy from the July to September and December to January time periods, and this resource is available 24/7. Financial Aid Services is located on the second floor of Buchanan Hall. Buchanan Hall is the building directly south of the Student Union. We are open 8 to 5, Monday through Friday. Students are assigned a financial aid counselor by the first letter of their last name. Anytime you have specific questions or need to sit down with a counselor in order to better understand the financial aid process, the student is welcome to make an appointment with the counselor. We offer telephone appointments for the student's convenience, along with face-to-face, sit-down style appointments. The Office of the Bursar is the central billing office for the entire campus. If your student lives in residence halls, goes to the health clinic, or purchases season football tickets, these charges will appear on their bursar statement along with their enrollment charges of tuition and fees. The university sends electronic statements only. Your student must give you access as an authorized user to view and pay on their account. Today, we are going to review 3 easy steps that will enable you to receive an e-bill, the electronic billing statement, view your student's charges and credits, and pay your student's account. Prior to logging in to view your student's bursar information, your student must create you as an authorized user in our bill payment system. The student is the only person who is able to give you access. In Ozone, the student will need to click on the Money tab. Under the Money tab, they will need to click on Set up Parent Access. The student may add as many authorized users as they wish. Your student is the owner of the billing account and can access their account by using a unique 4x4 and password. Once authorized, access the account by clicking on the Bill Pay link under the Parents heading. Once you're authorized, you'll receive an email containing a temporary password. For future logins, you will use your email address and the unique password you created. You will now be able to view and pay your student's charges. Your student has the right to revoke authorization at any time. If this happens, you, as an authorized user, will receive an email notifying you of this activity. After logging in, you'll be on the main page of Bill Payment. On this page, you'll be able to view your student's current balance and statement balance. To see account details, click on View All Activity. By clicking on the e-bill tab, you will see all of your students' available statements. The university communicates with your student through their OU email address. In order to keep your student's e-bill history active, your student must log in periodically, even if you check their account monthly. If your student does not do this, their e-bills will become inactive. Under e-bill, you'll be able to review your student's billing history from the beginning term to the last. You'll also be able to access 1098-T, information for tax purposes. The federal government requires that your student must provide additional authorization to view their 1098-T IRS form. This additional authorization may be acquired at the same time your student authorizes you to view and pay on their account. Tuition and fees are due in full by the first billing date, September 21st. The university charges 1.5% service charge on the unpaid balance, so to avoid paying extra, pay in full by September 21st. We provide a payment plan for tuition and fees only. You may pay in 4 monthly installments in the fall and spring terms and 2 payments in the summer. There is no application for participation in the monthly payment plan. For the first statement, simply take the tuition and fees summary total and divide it into the 4 payments. Then add all other totals such as housing, parking citations, athletic, or health center. This will be the monthly minimum payment total for that month's statement. The percentage that tuition and fees need to be calculated is at the bottom of each month's statement. Please note that if the minimum payments are partial or not received monthly, your student could be subject to enrollment, graduation, and transcript holds. Credit card payments cannot be made in person or by phone in the office of the bursar. If you wish to pay online, you may pay with a credit card with a 2.75% convenience fee. The payment plan system used by the university accepts American Express, MasterCard, and Discover. If you prefer to mail in a check or money order, please be sure to write the student's ID number and name on the face of the check. The university also accepts electronic check payments on the bill pay as well, and there is no extra charge. If your student has a credit balance, they may receive a refund. The university offers electronic refunds by signing up for e-refund. The funds are electronically transferred to a checking or savings account, which your student has provided. Monies are available within 2 business days. This is a service that provides a student with a safe and easy option to receive refunds. If your student decides to receive a check, the check will be made out to the student as the owner of the account, regardless of who actually pays. The check option is available in the office of the bursar and by mail.
Now that we have discussed important information about University College, the bursar's office, the financial aid office, and housing and food services, we would like to welcome you and your student to the University of Oklahoma. Again, please feel free to contact us with any questions you may have in the future. Boomer Sooner.